Hello guys, and welcome again to another update on the Panzer II for the Holy Toledo. It's a Panzer II build. I'm going to show you guys these by segments. The construction is completed. Here's the upper hull. Let me bring you guys in. And as you guys can see, that photo etch does add a lot. You guys could see everything, hopefully there. Is it tedious work? Yeah, hell yes it is. Okay, but it's something that comes with photo etch. I mean, that goes without saying. Just take your time, be patient. Look ahead also, because for example, in the shovel here on the tools, there's underneath that there's a little box about this size. I mean, it's tiny. You can get away with not building that. Saves you 10 minutes there. And there's some other parts where, sorry about that, some other parts where you don't have to really put them on. The kit's parts are just as good, So just look ahead and be patient, but it does pay off, okay? I know, Lee, you're probably doing this as I'm making this video, so you got a lot of work. There's some parts here that I had to scratch build, like the handle here and the straps over here. Carpet Monster was hungry and he claimed a couple pieces. Okay, bottom hull, added the grill there, the light, the little chain, and all that stuff. On the front, I added those spare tracks. That strap right there, it's photo etch. Okay, right now I don't have the wheels because it's easier for me. Eventually I'm gonna have to marry this up and take care of the seam line on the front, but right now, I'm gonna go ahead with Mr. Surfacer and take care of some seams and stuff, and it's easier for me to do. The turret, I did not put the stowage basket on the back, just personal preference. There's a lot of argument whether or not they should have it or not. What I read online is that most of them, they did have it, but I decided not to go with it, especially because I don't know, it just, to me, it looks better. I drilled out the cannons, the guns I mean, on the front, just to give it a little more realism. Okay, so that's the turret. Okay, tracks. Oh my gosh, I learned my lesson. I'm never gonna get accurate armor ever again, and I'm gonna go just with the rubber tracks. Yes, they show their age, but no, they're not as bad as people think. Okay, I know a lot of armor builders there, they hate it because they're always super tight. You can't do the sag. Just be patient. Yeah, just take your time. Just take your time. But yeah, I'm just gonna go with it. I'm gonna use this. I've seen pictures online with them. They look okay, guys. But yes, on the future, I am going for the metal tracks. It's just a no-brainer. Okay. Paints, desert yellow. For Tamiya, it's XF59. For Vallejo, it's 7977. It's called desert yellow. To me, the ones for Vallejo Air, it's called, I think it's called green yellow or green brown or something like that. Green brown. I don't have access to those. I'm gonna use probably Tamiya's. For the undercoat, I'm gonna use German gray. Okay, and I also have this ones. I'm gonna be doing some testing. I want to see which one looks more accurate to me. Believe me, there's a lot of armor builders out there. They love to argue amongst each other about the color and the right tone. I seriously don't care. As long as it looks like it's an Africa Corp sand color, then I'm fine with it. It's gonna be weather anyway, the paint changes tones with the weather, so accuracy is not that important. But everything is ready for primer right now. The wheels, I have them all right here. I'm gonna be using Vallejo Surface Primer, one of my favorites to use. The secret of this primer is you let it cure, okay? Wait 24 hours before you start sanding it or doing whatever. You wait for it, and it shows all the detail. So that's my update for now, and just stay tuned, and I'll give you guys another update when I'm done with the painting. The painting should be easy because I'm not using any camera patterns. I'm just gonna go for the sand color, and my purpose for this build is to utilize the chipping technique, hairspray technique. I've never done that, and I think it looks fantastic. Alright guys, so back in the next segment, what I'm going to be doing is showing you guys my progress in segments up to the painting part, or maybe the priming part. But what I'm doing right now, I just cleaned my airbrush. What I'm doing right now is I'm just going around the model with a little bit of Mr. Surfacer 1200, which is the thinnest one they have, and I'm just touching up areas where I see a little bit of scratches that probably my sanding didn't take off. The joints in between the photo etch and the plastic, I'm just touching that up, maybe a couple of coats on that. Eventually I'm gonna be marrying this up, the bottom hole with the top hole, okay, and then you're gonna have a big old seam line on the front part of the tank, and obviously that seam is not there. If you look at reference pictures, there's no seam on the front, so I'm gonna have to eventually take care of that, maybe with some putty. I might be able to get away with it just with glue. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just going around the model, just touching up with Mr. Surfacer. Gives it a better surface. That's the beauty about armor, is that if you see a scratch or something like that, it becomes battle damage. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just kind of like touching up some areas, and I'll show you guys when I'm about to prime it. Okay, so I'll be back on the next segment. Hello guys, welcome back to the last segment on this update. As you guys could see, I've applied primer to the tracks. I still haven't painted them yet. I'm kind of making up, let's see what color I'm going to be using and all that stuff. Any suggestions with the tracks are always welcome. But so those are just primed. The model itself, I went ahead and I primed it using Vallejo Surface Primer. Okay, this stuff is great. Just remember, you gotta wait 24 hours before you could do anything with it, okay? And then I went and I applied a coat of German gray XF63. I went with Tamiya's. I couldn't get the thinners for Vallejo model color on time, so I just went with Tamiya's just because of the time. It's the color that is going to show underneath when you chip the paint, and what I'm going to be using is XF59 Desert Yellow from Tamiya as well. I'm going to be lining it up with Vallejo's Desert Yellow from Model Colors paint range. This one, it's a little lighter. I don't know if you could see that on video. It's a little lighter, so it'll work perfectly for lighting. I don't want my tank to look like a yellow brick. I want to break the tone. I went to the 99-cent store and I got myself a little picture frame. Okay, what it is just a cheap picture frame. I put a little bit of cardboard here just to give me levelage, and then I'm gonna be making a simple base It's not gonna be a diorama. I'm not doing any figures. It's just gonna be like a base. It's probably just sand and a little bit of rocks, you know, and it's just gonna sit something like this. 99-cent store, man. It's a great place to go for modelers. I got this big old can of hairspray for 99 cents. You know, it's a big old place. It's a good place to go. So the next step will be to protect my paint. Okay, I'm gonna be using probably a satin coat on this. You could use any type of clear. You could even use Future if you want. But what I'm going to be using as a reference video, okay, there's a guy named Dave. His channel's name is Dave in the Shed. He was formerly known as I Alarm You. This guy is phenomenal, okay? I look up to this guy. He did a rust tutorial where he utilizes the hairspray technique. And you know, in the video he shows what he does to chip the car. He's doing a car in this instance, but I'm using his video. So Dave, if you're watching, man, thank you very much for doing that. There's many tutorials on YouTube. Dr. Cranky, for example, he has some in there, but Dave, I like the way he explained it. It's a 4-part video. Check him out. Go to his channel and subscribe. He deserves a lot more subscribers. So I'm going to be doing the same method that he used. Then I'm going to be applying the desert yellow. And then we're going to be chipping the paint. Let me show you some reference pictures that I'm using online as a reference. I don't know if you see that. But this is the type of weathering that I'm utilizing. You can see, let me zoom in here, just the weathering, you know, that this guy used, the chipping this guy used. It looks very realistic. The back, you can see washes there, you know, different washes. The wood, how he painted it, it was just phenomenal. The more time you spend on your model, the better it's gonna look. Okay, that goes without saying. You invest more time on your models, you don't rush it, you take your time, it's gonna pay off at the end. So I'm trying to do both. I'm trying to hurry up, but at the same time I don't want to come out with a model that looks like you rushed it, you know. So hopefully you guys are entertained. If you're still watching, thank you very much. I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. But so this is where I'm at. Hopefully the next video I'll have the whole thing done with the base on there and everything. So my name is Luis, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on my next video. Bye bye.